Hey guys, it's your boy Yash and today I'll be discussing the best 5-star weapon in every category. Now the list will be based on how the weapon perform on most of the meta characters and how flexible the weapon is. So let's begin. Starting off with Claymore. Now Claymore contains many characters and most of the characters are DPS characters like Mauvika, Diluc, Razor, Eula, and the weapon which is good for DPS is Wolf's Gravestone. Now Wolf's Gravestone is a very flexible weapon for DPS characters because it gives attack percent as a substat and attack percent as the passive. So overall these weapons perform very well with any of the characters and could be equipped to any character which gives attack percent to the entire party and is very flexible weapon. So in my opinion, Wolf's Gravestone is the one weapon that could be equipped to most of the meta characters or most of the DPS characters in Claymore category. So Wolf's Gravestone is the best 5-star weapon for Claymore category. Moving on to SWORD category. Now SWORD category contains variety of characters ranging from sub DPS support to DPS. Now sub DPS characters like Kazuha, Furina, they are really good support and characters like Furina rely on energy and HP, whereas characters like Kazuha rely on elemental mastery. But overall all the characters rely on their burst and their burst are pretty solid. Like Ayaka is a DPS character but her burst is very strong. So a weapon which could focus on energy recharge as well as attack percent would be a great choice. So for SWORD category, the Skyward Sword is the best choice of weapon for any character because of the attack percent passive and the energy recharge substat, which could benefit to most of the meta SWORD characters like Bennett, Furina, Kazuha, and also can benefit to Ayaka DPS characters because Ayaka also relies on her alt and ultimate ability, so therefore she will also benefit from the passive and energy recharge substat. So therefore Skyward Sword is the best sword and the most flexible sword in the SWORD category. Now moving on to Polearm category. Now Polearm category contains many characters like Arlecchino, Zhao, Raiden Shogun, Zhangling. These characters deal pretty decent damage. In fact, Arlecchino deals pretty high damage. So therefore a DPS Polearm which gives you attack percent and crit as a substat and passive would be a great choice, and according to me the best choice in Polearm for most of the characters is Primordial Jade Wing Spear. And even though Staff of Oma is also a great choice, but I think Primordial Jade Wing Spear is the one 5-star weapon that could be given to the Polearm characters because it gives crit rate as a substat and attack percent as a passive, and it could be utilized by any of the characters sub DPS or DPS like Raiden Shogun, Zhangling, Arlecchino. All of them can equip this weapon and deal pretty good damage. So therefore it is a very flexible weapon and could be given to any of the characters. And if the list was of 4-star weapons, then I would simply say the Catch is the best weapon, but this list is for 5 stars, so Primordial Jade Wing Spear is the most flexible weapon given to any meta characters in the Polearm category. Now moving on to Catylyst category. Now Catylyst characters contains like Nublet, Miko or Wanderer, and these are, you can say that, DPS characters, and most of the Catylyst characters meta are the DPS characters. So therefore a weapon which is good in DPS as well as it provides a passive which could be used by anyone is the best weapon. So in my opinion, Lost Pair of Sacred Wind is the best weapon in the Catylyst category because it provides you crit and elemental damage bonus. So therefore it could be equipped and used by any of the characters in the game, and Lost Pair of Sacred Wind is a very flexible weapon and a good DPS weapon. So in my opinion, Lost Prayer of Sacred Wind is the best Catylyst weapon in the Catylyst category. Now finally moving on to bow category. Now bow category contains characters like Child, Yoimiya and also characters like Yelan. So basically it contains DPS and sub DPS meta characters. So according to my opinion, the best weapon in choice for all these characters is like Polar Star. Now Polar Star is Child signature weapon, and even though there are many more weapons which could be a good category like Yelan's signature weapon and also like Thundering Pulse, but Polar Star is the best weapon according to my opinion and is very flexible weapon because it gives damage bonus or based on both elemental skill and elemental burst, and also it gives grants attack percent and a nice little substat of crit rate. So basically it could provide you and everything which you need for a character, and it is very flexible weapon. It could be equipped to any of the characters. So Polar Star is the best bow character and the most flexible bow weapon in my opinion. So therefore Polar Star is the best bow weapon. So that was my ranking guys. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next video.